Yo, what's up, guys? This is your boy Kofi with KO Sports Talk back at it with another video. And today's video, I just wanted to go over the Bears, the Bears' final 53-man roster before the NFL season kicks off September 8th for the Chicago Bears. Well, it doesn't start off September 11th, but the official NFL season starts September 8th. But the Bears season starts September 11th. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to go over uh, the 53-man roster, how it's already been set, and what it's going to look like starting week one. The projected starting offensive line, the projected defensive line starting week one. So, yeah, guys, let's just go over the starting offense. So, as you can see, the starting offense, of course, projected starting offense is going to be, of course, no surprise here, Justin Fields. Last year, of course, Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy, he had three three quarterbacks last year. He had, who was it? No, I'm forgetting his name. God, can't remember his name. Uh, Andy Dalton. Oh my gosh, that's oh god, it's been a minute since a couple days since I made a video. But like I said, Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton was their starting quarterback last year, week one. And as you can see, last year it was a freaking disaster. Matt Nagy, he thought that Justin Fields was going to learn behind Andy Dalton with that offense, and that really didn't work out. And he was just shuffling between Andy Dalton and Justin Fields. Justin Fields was playing with the twos. He never played with the ones. But this season, going into this season, a new fresh regime, Ryan Poles, Matt Eberflus, Justin Fields have been playing with the ones, and he's been lining it up in preseason. As you saw in that game that I reviewed with one of my co-hosts, Charles Miller, he was lining it up with that Cleveland game. So he's going to be your starting quarterback week one. And I expect him to have a really good breakout season than he had last year, probably maybe 20 to 28 touchdowns, maybe 3,000 to 3,500 yards in between. That's what I'm kind of projecting. And I'm expecting him to win maybe 10 to 11 games based on the schedule that we have, because this schedule is really going to favor us. I think it's going to be really favorable for Justin Fields, and especially this offense that Luke Getsy is tailoring to him. Running backs, David Montgomery. Right? A lot of people are saying that he doesn't fit this style of offense, but I tend to disagree, because David Montgomery is very fast, because with that wide zone offense, this wide zone offense is more tailored to very fast and shifty running backs, and David is more of like a power running back. I think David Montgomery, he has that speed, he has that quickness, he has that quiet speed. Like, he can go off. Like, if you look a couple years ago against that Houston game, he ran for like 80 yards, and he also done it to the Saints too. And I think he'll fit very well with this offense. David Montgomery, I think he has a lot to prove. And with this improved offensive line, I think that he's really gonna really break out for over 1,000 yards. So watch out for David Montgomery, and watch him play a key role in Luke Getsy's offense. Okay, wide receivers, Darnell Mooney. This isn't a surprise, guys. Darnell Mooney last year, He had a little over 1,000 yards, and he was pretty much just the only main option last year. Yeah, pretty much the only main option from last year. Allen Robinson was non-existent. Most of our wide receivers were non-existent. Damiere Byrd, um, Marquise Goodwin, he was non-existent, and Darnell Mooney pretty much was the only one that was pretty much a safety net for Justin Fields. I think out of how should I say, out of all the quarterbacks or out of all the wide receivers who Justin Fields connected, Justin Fields had the most connections with Darnell Mooney, and I expect their connection to grow more strong this upcoming season. I expect maybe Darnell Mooney to have 1,200 to 1,300 yards a season. Based on the offseason, they've been playing with each other. Not been practicing with each other for pretty much the whole entire offseason and training camp. I expect them to have a really strong connection this season. Another one, Equanimeous St. Brown. I really didn't expect this from him. I really didn't expect Equanimeous St. Brown to jump up the wide receiver depth chart. Well, to be the number 2, I thought it was going to be Byron Pringle, as he's going to be our next one, or Velus Jones Jr. But I think with Equanimeous St. Brown, I think he's very, very familiar with this offense, with this Luke Getsy style offense. So I guess that's not too much of a surprise because he's very familiar. He's coming from that Green Bay style offense, and the way they're running those trips formation, they run a lot of trips formation in the offense. They run a lot of real routes, and so a lot of end arounds, and that's what Equanimeous St. Brown's very, very good at. And so the way he's jumped the depth chart, and the way he's been performing in training camp, he's been extraordinary. But the only thing is, how is he going to perform in game live? That's the question, He's a big body, man. He's like 6'5", 6'4", 6'5", so he's got that big body. But we're gonna have to find out how he's gonna do this upcoming season, because we have a lot of wide receiver in our depth chart. Next one, Byron Pringle. I mean, it's not really much of a surprise here. He was supposed to be our wide receiver too. He's been dealing with some injuries pretty much for the entirety of the training camp. But and we also signed a wide receiver too. I think it was Ihmir Smith-Marsette, and with Dante Pettis, I thought Dante Pettis was going to be here too, the way he performed. But with Byron Pringle, I mean, let's just hope he steps up this upcoming season, because there's a whole bunch of other guys who are trying to fight for that wide receiver 3 spot. But Byron Pringle, man, for most of the time, he's been dealing with some type of quad injury. So he's coming from that Kansas City offense, Andy Reid offense. And with what Ryan Poles has been doing, he's picked him up. So there's that familiarity. And he can really take the top off a defense. The guy's fast. I think he was number 2 in separation from last year. But he also fits that style with what Justin Fields is trying to do. But I got to see more from him. I didn't see him at all preseason. I thought Velus Jones Jr. was going to be wide receiver 3 based on the availability he has, but it's a little bit surprising. Next up, tight ends, Cole Kmet. I mean, this isn't a surprise here. Cole Kmet has a lot to prove. Last year, he really didn't have that much to prove last year because he was behind Jimmy Graham, and especially during when they made trips to the red zone, Cole Kmet was not much of a factor because Matt Nagy wanted to use more of Jimmy Graham in the red zone because he was more of a bigger body as opposed to Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet, I mean, he's a big body too, but he's also had some problems trying to take it to the end zone or find somewhere in the end zone. Hence, that's why he didn't have any touchdowns last year. But I expect him to have a breakout season. I expect him to have at least 700 yards, maybe 6 or 7 touchdowns at least. I expect him to play a big role in this offense. Last game against Cleveland, he was spectacular. He had that one of those touchdown passes to Justin Fields, and he's gotten a lot faster. The guy's gotten a lot faster. He's gotten a lot stronger. He's been looking good so far this training camp and this preseason. So I expect Cole Kmet to have a breakout season. Left tackle, Braxton Jones. Now, this one right here, man, this one was a really big surprise to me, man. I thought coming into this training camp, I thought that Tevin Jenkins was going to be the left tackle. And this kid from Southern Utah, man, he's been a big surprise, man. He's beating out Tevin Jenkins. And, I'm going to get to Tevin Jenkins soon. He's on this list. But this kid right here, Braxton Jones, he's really taken hold of this left tackle position, and especially being a 5th-round rookie or 5th-round pick, coming from a small school in Southern Utah. I mean, that's pretty huge. And so he's going to have a tall task coming up against San Francisco. He's going to face Nick Bosa and Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus. They're really putting their trust in this kid, man, for them to protect Justin Fields' blind side. So we're going to see what he's going to do. Left guard, Cody Whitehair, no surprise here. Cody Whitehair, he's been their veteran. He's been their leader for the past 6 to 7 years. So, I mean, we're going to see how he does. Depending on what happens with Lucas Patrick, who's going to be the center, he might get moved to right guard or left or center or left guard, depending on what happens. But we're going to see. Lucas Patrick, he's going to be their starting center. He practiced today. Him and Byron Pringle practiced today. He's still nursing that hand injury that he's had during training camp. But this guy, I mean, he's got that nastiness to him. He's got that grit. So speedy recovery to him. I expect him to start. I expect him to start in this San Francisco game, but depending between Cody Whitehair and Lucas Patrick, I think they're going to be switching positions. He might be a left guard, and Cody Whitehair might be starting center for this game because depending on if he has that boot, but we shall see. Right guard, Tevin Jenkins. Now, Tevin Jenkins has been a really good surprise, a likely surprise based on all the reports saying that, he's immature, that he's not fitting well into this offense. But Tevin Jenkins, he's been quieting all the critics. He's been quieting the noise. He's been taking ownership of this team. Like, I thought he was going to be a left tackle. I honestly thought he was going to be a left tackle. But the fact that, the coaching regime was able to move him to right guard, and he's been able to take reins of this right guard, shows what kind of player he is. I mean, he's not very egotistical, even though for most of his career he's been playing as a left tackle. Tevin Jenkins, man, I feel like is a generational talent. He's a generational offensive lineman, and he has the potential to be that. All these reports of them saying that he's going to get traded. I think it was also just all false by the media. It was just a way to get the people to do a little bit of a clickbait. But he's been playing very well. This whole entire preseason, he's been playing really well, especially that Cleveland game. He's pancaked a couple people, and so I expect him to do well. He's going to have a tall task against San Francisco, but I expect him to do well this season. Larry Borom is your right tackle. I mean, really no surprise here. Larry Bourne is going to be your right starting right tackle for this season. Um, he's had a kind of an up and down preseason. I mean, but overall he's been solid. I think between him and Riley Reef, they're gonna rotate between each other, but I expect him to be the starting right tackle um, this upcoming season. But I don't know if he's going to start all 17 games. It remains to be seen, depending on how he performs. But Larry Bourne, he's got to perform much better. But I expect him to start this upcoming season against San Francisco. Now we're going to go to projecting. Hold up, guys. Let me remove this real quick. Projecting starting defense. Yes. Oh, share this other screen. Projecting starting defense. Okay, so projecting starting defense. So we're going to start with our left defensive end, Trevis Gibson. Trevis Gibson, he's been very solid. Trevis Gibson, um, solid guy ever since what's his name Khalil Mack went down last year. I think he's recorded about 7 sacks last year, and he stepped up big time last year with the loss of Khalil Mack. Man, um, especially with that Matt Eberflus defense, him running that 4-3 defense. I think that he's gonna play a big major role with this 4-3 defense that they're running because he's very familiar with that defense. He ran that. He's played it in college when he was with Tulsa, and so I expect him to have a pretty decent year, a pretty solid year this upcoming season. I think he's had like maybe 49 tackles, 15 tackles for loss. He had 8 sacks. Wow. 6 QB hits and 2 forced fumbles. So he's really stepped up, with the loss of Khalil Mack. So I expect him to really have a solid season this upcoming season, especially with him running the Matt Eberflus defense, 4-3 defense. Next one, Angelo Blackson. No, this is one I was really, really surprised. I thought that Mario Edwards was going to be the defensive tackle. Oh shoot, for this team. Hmm. I I thought he was going to be starting for this team, Mario Edwards, but um, I guess they chose Angelo Blackson. Angelo Blackson's has been pretty good. Last year he had 17 tackles, 5.5 tackles, 3 sacks. Angelo Blackson, he was very solid last season. Team he's played for was Tennessee. He's more of a kind of like that guy that puts his hand in the dirt. He's going to be there. Who's got that person that kind of puts their hand in the dirt, doesn't do too much with the 3-4. But Angelo Blackson, he's been very, very, very solid for this team. So he's going to be good. Justin Jones, with him, he pretty much was a solid backup option for this other guy we signed last year, Larry Ogunjobi. So Justin Jones, he's a pretty solid guy. he definitely fits that three technique in that Wolfpack 4-3 defense, and so he has a really great arm length. He's very solid in stopping the run. He could be a boom or bust type of player, but I'm not saying I expect him, but he could be. He's a solid player. He's a solid player in this 4-3 defense. If we had Larry Ogunjobi, if he passed his physical, you know, he really could have been that type of player. But Justin Jones, I feel like he does fit that type of 4-3 defense because he's very explosive coming out the line. And he has really great athletic ability and quickness. But we're gonna see how he does. He's flashed a couple times, when he was playing with the Chargers. But I expect him to have pretty much an average to solid type of season. So we're gonna see how he is. Justin Jones. And Robert Quinn, man. He's gonna be our right defensive end, our right pass rusher coming off the right side. Robert Quinn, man. What can I say about this guy? NFL top 100 record breaker. He broke Richard Dent's record of 17 and a half sacks. He had 18 and a half this past season. Everybody was writing him off. Oh, he's not good. Saying that, we wasted so much money with him. And we didn't really understand the fact that he was really dealing with that foot injury. But coming into the 2021 season, Robert Quinn silenced the doubters, man. 18 and a half sacks. How many tackles? 52 tackles, 19 tackles for loss. This guy, he's a freaking beast. What can I say about him? I think he's going to fit well with this 4-3 difference because of his lateral quickness and his good flexibility. And yeah, man, if he's able to have maybe 70% of what he had last year, I think we're going to be really solid. Maybe top 15 defense. So watch out for Robert Quinn. Roquan Smith. I'm not going to talk too much. I'm going to probably talk about Roquan Smith and a couple other players. Nicholas Morrow. Okay. Roquan Smith. Let's go to Roquan Smith, man. Roquan Smith from Georgia, man. Yeah, as you guys know, I think I made a video. I don't know if I made a video, but I made a quick short about it. Roquan Smith. I'm gonna turn off my camera. Roquan Smith. Yeah, he's been holding out pretty much for the whole entire camp, and thank God he was able to practice. He didn't play in the last preseason game, but man, this whole drama with him not getting a deal done, this whole entire training camp, this whole entire offseason has been a media uproar. And the fact that he's had a couple good solid seasons. The last couple seasons he's been solid, but I just hope Roquan Smith he really shows up and shows out and become a player that the Bears are expecting him to be to fit that style of defense. Matt Eberflus is trying to make him maybe a weak side linebacker. He's going to play weak side linebacker, definitely weak side linebacker. Kind of like what he did with Shaq Leonard, aka Darius Leonard. So Roquan Smith, you better step up, man, for real, bro, because a lot of Bears fans are depending on you, and you're saying you're about $20.5 million. So Roquan, you better step up and show people why you deserve to be paid. But yeah, guys, that's it for Nicholas Morrow, no surprise here. He's going to play more of a Sam linebacker. So he came from Oakland. So he kind of fits that Matt Eberflus style defense. He's very explosive. And so, not much can be said about him. Next. Jalen Johnson. Now with Jalen Johnson, man, Jalen Johnson, he's coming in, I believe, into his third year. And, his first 2 years, he was solid, but, Jalen Johnson, he hasn't been getting the turnovers as much as he should. He's only had 2 turnovers, I guess, in his whole entire career. And Jalen Johnson, I expect him to really step up this season. I want him to at least get 3 interceptions this season. He's been really good at locking down his receivers. He's been really good at it. It's just Jalen Johnson, I expect. Oh my gosh, what the hell is this? I expect a little bit more out of him. Um, I expect a little bit more out of him. Usually he guards the team's best wide receivers, but I want him to step up a little more. I want him to get those picks, man. Those picks, those turnovers, they mean a lot. If he wants to be the premier cornerback in this league, or if he wants to be the best cornerback in this league, if he wants to be like the Tre'Davious White, if he wants to be like the who's that guy who plays for that cornerback from Los Angeles Rams? I'm forgetting his name already. But yeah, Jalen Johnson. That's it. Jaquan Brisker. Now this kid, man, from Penn State. I mean, this kid. What can I say? I think he was a steal, a big steal. Initially, coming into the NFL draft, I did stream it. I was totally against him. I was totally against it. I didn't expect for the Bears to pick him, but man, just the way this guy plays, man, the way that he's just able to swarm to the ball, he's more of like a safety slash linebacker hybrid. The way he's just able to get to the ball, the way he's able to tackle, the way he's able to be more of a strong safety, more of like an Adrian Amos type of player. I think he's really going to help out Eddie Jackson play more of a free safety role, because Eddie Jackson for the past couple seasons has been playing more of a strong safety type of role. And like he's had last year, he's had a really bad down season, because he didn't have that type of strong safety presence. And so with Jaquan Brisker, I think he's really going to help him out. He's really going to help out Eddie Jackson. So I expect him to be like more of a defensive rookie of the year candidate. He's really that good. He's really that good. He's a steal. So watch out for Jaquan. Eddie Jackson, man. I mean, Eddie Jackson, what can I say about this guy? I mean, he's a free safety. Past couple seasons, Eddie Jackson has been playing up to his contract. Ever since he's gotten that contract, he hasn't been playing well, at all. Those first two seasons in 2017, 2018, Eddie Jackson has been playing like one of the best safeties in the league. But ever since then, he hasn't been playing well, and even last season, man, he was getting blown, like giving up blown coverages to wide receivers, man. Even that last year, that first game against Los Angeles Rams, he was getting blown by Van Jefferson. He was getting blown by Cooper Kupp. I mean, this guy, Eddie Jackson, was not playing well. He wasn't tackling. He was always trying to figure out how he's going to get to the ball. And so, Eddie Jackson, man, you're going to have to step up this season, man, for real, bro. If you want to stay on this team, Eddie Jackson, you're going to have to step up. I'm not going to go over Kendall Vildor. I'm going to go over Kyler Gordon. Yeah, Kyler Gordon. Yeah, I like this kid, man. Kyler Gordon. I really like this pick, Kyler Gordon, because last year, Kendall Vildor, he was freaking trash. Trash cornerback. And so Kyler Gordon, he was an all Pac-12 this past season, and he's about really good size, about 6 foot, 196 pounds or 200 pounds. So He's more of like a lateral quick type of corner. He has a smooth back pedal and off coverage, very good off coverage, and he's very good on the ball and he's very good on in transition laterally. And so that's what we were missing last year, man. Most of our cornerbacks were not very good in transition and was not very good on off coverage. And so hence that's why you had Kendall Vildor getting blown out of coverage, and a lot of wide receivers were how should I say it? He made the wide receivers look like all pro. And so Kyler Gordon, I expect him. I wouldn't say I expect him. Oh my gosh. Kyler Gordon, I expect him to have a pretty solid season. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for starting offense and starting team. But that's something I wanted to go over a little bit with the depth chart. You know, we're gonna see how this team does this upcoming season, and so pretty much whether we like it or not, it's really pretty much going to be all about the development of Justin Fields and how he's going to do this season. I expect the Bears to be very, very, very competitive this season with the way they've been playing, very disciplined this whole entire preseason. I expect them to play very disciplined this upcoming season. Matt Eberflus, he has a really great system that a lot of these guys have taken hold of, they have embraced. And yeah, guys, we're going to see how they're going to do, this season. But I expect this Bears team to be very, very competitive. I expect them to win between 8 to 11 games this season. I expect Justin Fields to be way better than last year. I expect him to have between 25 to 28 touchdowns, 30,000 to 3,500 passing yards, about how many rushing yards? Say maybe 400 to 600 rushing yards, couple touchdowns, maybe 2 tutties. But I expect Justin Fields to do well this season. I expect him to have a pretty solid season. But anyways, guys, this is your boy Kofi. I just wanted to do this quick update video on the Bears 53-man roster. And so stay tuned tomorrow. I'm going to make another video on tomorrow about my predictions and keys to how the Bears can beat the San Francisco 49ers. So stay tuned for that tomorrow. So yeah, guys, this is your boy Kofi. Back at it with another video. And so I'll see y'all later. All right. Peace.